Home, current lead at Multimedia University of Kenya. Today we are going to be having a good session, hopefully, in the presence of everyone who is here. We're going to be having a good session on the matters of advent of cyber. Currently, it's 9th December. It's on 9th December 2025. So for those who know advent of cyber, I believe like 16 minutes ago they just dropped day 9. So today we are going to be covering day 1 to day 7. Day 1 to day 7. For those who don't know advent of cyber, it's a special event hosted every year by TryAcme, the amazing, wonderful TryAcme. For those who don't know platforms they wanna do cybersecurity, I'll highly recommend TryAcme. I'll highly recommend Act the Box. I'll highly recommend Cyber Talents, CTF Room. First of all, CTF Room is Kenyan, like originally Kenyan, so I highly advocate it because it's perfect. It literally gives you that custom-made features and everything, like for authenticity and everything. So the CTF Room, there are so many. So please check them out. For now, from today, it's 9th till 24th. We are still having advent of cyber every day. There'll be new challenges being released. So hopefully we will get to learn more, because nobody's actually a guru in everything. Nobody's a guru at everything. So please make sure you try out the 24 days. So I'll begin by sharing my screen. I believe that will work. Yeah, so sorry for that. That's some funny things. So please confirm if you can see my screen. Please, someone can unmute themselves, then talk. And I'm not limiting this session for I'm the only one talking. If you need something to say, it's a interactive session, so you can actually talk. Sam, thank you so much. So I'll reintroduce myself. I'm Ruben from Multimedia University, co-founder Cybersensei. We work together with so many people. I like actually tutoring people, mentoring people, and also improve my skills very good. So I just want to dive in. I've already introduced what advent of cyber is, so no more brief introductions, just the way it is. You can see it's more of like a clear pathway of what has happened. I highly expect like all of you to must have done this advent of cyber prep track. It's more of like a demo of what happens in everything here. It was released more than 2 weeks ago, I think, more than 2 weeks ago. It's wonderful, it's perfect. For whoever starting off, please start off with this. So today we are going to be diving into day 1 to day 7. So I'm going to start off, of course, by day 1. It's a Linux CLI shell bells. I'm going to close that first. Then we just click here, it opens up. So I did this, so I'm going to reset the lab so that we do it together. Reset my progress. That's one good thing about TryAcme actually. If you want to practice more and better, just reset everything. So this lab was more of like introduction. Literally, honestly, it was more of introduction, and it was introducing her to Linux CLI. CLI is a command line interface. So with this, I believe even if you are a real beginner at cybersecurity, with this you are able to do some basic Linux commands. Some basic Linux command. When we deal with CLI, you just know you're dealing with the terminal. What does a terminal look like? I'm going to open up my terminal. Just a minute, it loads up. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to magnify so that you guys can see everything. So we'll start off. A brief prep. What you need to do here. I'm not going to be using something called attack box. I'm going to be using something called OVPN. OVPN is more of like connecting to the server directly. How do you download the VPN? First of all, OpenVPN is it comes pre-installed in Kali Linux, so you just have to initiate it, and downloading the VPN configuration. they changed, so I'm going to juggle your mind first so that you know where you get. So when you click your profile, manage account, go down here, VM and VPN settings, you will get your VPN configuration file. You just need to download it. So download the configuration file, and I actually have mine already installed, downloaded. So I'm going to navigate to where I have it. Downloads, Advent of Cyber, yeah. So ls, we have this. So this is what you get. So mostly you'll notice when you download it, it starts with the server you're actually connecting to, because remember, when you deal with cloud, you must be dealing with some servers. So server you're connecting to, then your username, then regular or VPN. So remember that. So how do you connect to this? You type sudo open VPN. So I just type EU for, I know it starts with EU. Then I press tab, it auto completes. Then I press enter. Then I'm asked for my password. I enter my password. And notice something, you must get something before you understand you're done. Initialization sequence completed. This is the keyword. When you get that, don't you dare close this terminal. This process must continue running so that you'll be connected to the server. This process must continue running, please. So you can open another terminal or another tab. I'll just open another tab for convenience purposes. I'll open another tab. Notice, just a minute, it loads up. I think I have too many virtual environments. I think they're the ones causing that. So leave that as it just works. So I'll go back to my TrackMe platform. Then I check the room, the CLI room. So this room, as I've said, it was more of like introducing you to Linux. Basic Linux commands, you must learn them. For you to succeed in cybersecurity, you must learn them. Second thing, remember the good thing about this, it has a storyline. Remember, it has a storyline. So it's really recommendable you get some storyline. You can read through. I'm not going to read through for the purpose of time. Remember, you're going to be covering 7 days, and I don't want to keep you waiting all that long, so that you can get some content you need. So I'll kick off. So when you start, you start your machine there. As you have seen, I've started my machine. I'm not going to deal with this, so I'm going to exit exit split screen. Then you wait your machine to spawn. Remember, your machine is given 1 hour, so you must it must be spawned. You get 1 minute so that you can get the IP address, then you can continue. So remember, here we are going to be doing something called SSH. SSH is a short form of secure shell. So for those who don't know, I really believe someone might have mentioned something. SSH, Telnet, FTP, all those are protocols, ways of connecting to different servers. But FTP is different. I've mentioned FTP. FTP is different. It's for file transfer. So I think this will better learn it through networking. There are so many networking courses, Cisco, Datacom, everything. I believe when you learn about them, because remember, cybersecurity, the basics of cybersecurity is networking. That was just a reminder. So I already have my IP address, so I'm going to start connecting to the server. So username mcskiddy. Yeah, I'm just going to mention mcskiddy. So the password, you already have the IP address. Remember, this is an easy one because we already have things like password. When you progress in cybersecurity, sometimes you won't even be getting the password. Sometimes you'll be needing to do some brute forcing and everything. So don't worry, this is an easy one. So I'm going to copy connection via, open my terminal, then paste that. I'm going to be asked, do you want to continue connecting? I'm going to type yes. So I'm going to be asked my password. My password is this. Just copy it, then paste it there. For those who are not fluent with Linux CLI, remember, when typing password, it doesn't show anything. It doesn't show anything. So you have seen I've just copied, but it remains blank. Remember that. At the back of your mind, always remember that. Don't think your keyboard is not working. I'll move to the next thing. So I've already connected. I've successfully started my machine and I've connected, fun enough. Yeah, so we are done with that. We move forward. We move to the next task. So this task, actually, we're going to go over overview. So first command you are learning is echo. Echo is more of a command used to insert words. It's you see the same way if you have learned Python, you say print hello world, such kind of things. Echo is used either to input some data into a file or just to output data. So as you can see here, they have done echo hello world and you've gotten this, right? So the second command is ls. So ls, how do you use ls? I'll open my normal terminal. I'm going to be using this so that you understand. I want you to understand what ls is. They are simple commands. So I'm going to open my mousepad. They are simple commands. If you hear me listen, mention them. There's ls, there's cd, there's pwd. I think those are the most common ones. Then we have who am I, very common. ifconfig, this is more of like networking part. So I think we'll be learning this. There's also something else called grep and find, right? These are used to search for something. We'll be learning about them today, most of them. So let's just dig into the questions. You have seen they have used cd. ls is more of like ls minus la or hyphen la is used to get you the hidden directories. When you see this, without ls, there's no hidden directory. And what do I mean by hidden directory? By hidden directory, I mean the one that, or is it directory of folders or whatever. So what you can't see in your normal eye. Let's say I open up my file, my explorer, just my normal explorer. These are the directories you can see. But if I hide either of them, let me see if I can actually hide here. That's not, it's going to be advanced properties. Yeah. So if I hide it, you can't see it just with the plain eyes. You have to use a terminal or more of like advanced way of getting hidden directories of hidden files. So ls minus la is very important. You must understand. Sometimes you may just ls and get some few, like 2 files, but literally there are like 5 files in that directory. Grepping, as I've said, grepping the logs. Grep is used to get like more of like to get a specific format, to more of like getting a specific format. I'll give a random example. I have history command. It gives me the history. Let's see. It gives me whole history, how it is. Someone might be talking. If maybe you're not, you can't hear me. I don't know why I can't hear. Am I the one? Okay, so can someone confirm if they can hear me? Mule, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, thank you so much. I think that's amazing. So I'll head back. I was trying to explain history. As you can see, I've just run the command history and I'm getting all this, like all the commands I've ever run. I've literally recently run. So if I want to get a specific line of command, I can use history. Then I can, there's also something else I'll introduce, something called pipe. Pipe is more of like the output of this command. It's more of like joining 2 commands, but the output of the first command is going to be used as an input of the second command. So I'm going to use grep here. Then I'm going to use a specific flag, -i. This -i is used specifically to give some filter option. So if I actually have like a name Kanyoko and it's caps lock, it will still get it. And if I have the name as small caps, it will still get. So let me try one GoBuster, maybe. For those who don't know GoBuster is a tool for getting web directories and such kind of things, subdirectories. As you can see, I've filtered to only get the content of my history file, only those that have GoBuster. There are so many, and you can see this the command number as it is. It's the command number. It has the index 1937. This one has index number 2782. It filters, and everywhere I mentioned go buster, it has it. Another way you use grep, sometimes you'll use grep when trying to see if a special password is in a word list. Remember that. So a word list is more of like a combination or a very big list. Maybe it may not be very big, but it has a list of suspected passwords. You need list of suspected passwords. So let's say if you actually suspect my password might be Mary, or my password might be a book, yeah, you can list all books. If you know my password can be a novel, you can get a list of all novels, then brute force them using either Hydra, John the Ripper. I'm just mentioning them so that those who are beginning this can actually can even note down in somewhere so that they can go try to research about them. So I'll go back. So we have talked about grep. CD, we've honestly talked about CD. See this. I'm currently in downloads Advent 2025. So I'll first use a command before I go to CD. A command called pwd. Pwd stands for print working directory. If I do pwd, it lists my whole directory as it is at the moment, right? So let's say I open a terminal. I open a terminal. Let me say I just open a terminal here. Not here actually. Let me open a terminal in my pictures folder. Yeah, right. In my pictures folder, open terminal here. It's another terminal I'll be opening up. I'm going ready to magnify it so that you can see it. So if I do ls, you get a list of all pictures I have. But if I do pwd, you'll see I have home Ruben pictures. Notice one thing. I want you to notice this thing. Home Ruben, now it's not pictures, it's download, and this is Advent 2025. So in regards, this is a subdirectory, but the parent directory is this home. Notice that. So they share a root directory, a parent directory till Ruben, but after that there is a branch. You will understand this if you run the tree command. Mentioning that, you can also look it up. Tree command. If you type tree, I'll test it out on the other terminal. If you type tree, you can actually see it's more of like it's more of like a presentation of how your directories are aligned. So with this, you could only see LLMs, but now you can see these the files in LLMs, right? So it might help out somewhere. You need it. So I'm going to go back to our main topic. So we have used pwd. Now we need to use cd. So talk of, I'm at Advent 2025. I want to go back to downloads. I'll use cd, then 2 full stops, then just enter. So a cd, then a space. Cd stands for change directory. Always remember that. So change directory, then to full stop. It will go back. It will like go to the preceding directory. I want to go again, so I'm going to cd, then dot or full stop, 2 full stops, then I'm back to the home. I'm back to Ruben. So if you pwd now, notice I'm at Ruben. So I was at Advent 2025. I go back to downloads. Here I was at downloads, then I go back again, I move back again, so I'm now at Ruben. So let's say ILS now. You can see everything here I have. Now if maybe I want to move to applications, I can cd applications. Notice right now I can't access Advent 2025. Notice, because Advent 2025 was not under applications. Notice this. If I try to cd Advent, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. There's no such file or directory. But you can only change directory into directories you have or subdirectories you have. If I do ls, you can see all this. Sorry for that. These are all this. I can only cd into them, but I can't cd into a directory that is not under here. Is into a subdirectory that's not here. Always remember that. That was just by the way. I'm going through this. Also, we'll use find. Find is more of like a substitute of grep, but sometimes not. Sometimes you might need to use find. Sometimes grep is not allowed. No, these are the special symbols I was talking about. Pipe. So we use pipe to send the output from the first command to the second command. Remember, we used it somewhere here. So if I just list history, I'll get all this that I got. But now, because I've used a pipe command, now the content, the output of all this history command, it's now being treated as an input to this now new command, right? So send the output from the first command to the second. Now this one, output redirect. There's this those who just understand it as greater sign or double greater sign, used to overwrite a file. So this is just one, and these two greater than signs are used to append to the end. So it's more of like, if I use this, let's say I had this. If I use this double greater, can someone just mention what this, or leave, can even Google it. There's a technical term used, name or maybe someone might know it. I know there's a technical term Sometimes Google fails us, that's why we always run to AI. Okay, I'll just leave that there, because honestly it's somehow disturbing, but I believe you understand it when I say two greater than signs. So I mean, when I use it, so if I use it to add some content here, it will actually come to show up here. If I actually use like Google, if I type Google, then I use it to redirect it, it will append it to the end of the file. But if I use only one of them, it will overwrite the whole file. So all this content will be overwritten with that one Google. I hope that makes sense. Then double ampersand, it runs the second command if the first was successful. So some people might confuse it with pipe, but remember, this has a condition. If only the first command was successful, then the second command will happen, or will be executed, right? That makes sense. Hope that makes sense. So I believe we can start. So which CLI command will use to list a directory? So to list a directory, it's just ls, right? So complete on machine, identify the flag inside MCSKD's guide. Identify the flag inside MCSKD's guide. So we go back to a terminal. So we can do ls. We can see content that the directories and subdirectories this current directory has. So if we do pwd, we can notice we are under home MCSKD, right? So we can change directory to documents, downloads, guides, everything. We were asked, we can check this. So how do you check text files? You can either use cat readme.txt. You can get the content of it. There's also another one, but it's mostly the prime use for it. It's editing. It's called Nano. It's in full it's Nano text editor, just Nano text editor. If you work with it, Nano text editor, it actually helps you edit files. It's more like the Word of the terminal. You remember the way you use Word? I believe most of us, like 90% or 95% of us, have used Windows machines, Windows operating systems. I also started off with Windows. So when you use Windows, mostly 90%, now another 90% chances you have used Word. So if you use Word, you'll notice you mostly either use Word, and very few people use Notepad. Notepad, WordPad, all those. So here we use nano text editor. Some people like using Vim. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Vim. I mostly use nano text editor. Why am I saying this? You can check this out. Nano readme.txt. You have to write it so well, so perfect, because it's case sensitive. Notice you can see all that, and you can change, you can edit here. Notice I can so here you don't move with the cursor, you move with the arrow up, arrow down, arrow keys. So we are here to test this out, right? So how do you close it? Control X, then save the data, just the same name. If you cut now .txt, you'll notice whatever we added, remember it doesn't have this part. I've added the space so that you can see the difference. Also, yeah, I know I've altered with the file, but I don't think there's somewhere we asked about hash to SHA-256 or such. I think we were not asked. So identify the flag inside MCSKD's guide. So let's find the guide literally. So we are here. Maybe it was mentioned somewhere here, I don't know. Readme, exactly. So where was it? Yeah, so we were asked about guides, so you can notice here it's the guides, so you can cd. Notice it's also case sensitive. I'll show you how people get errors, and I may just say they're the same, like guides, but notice that no such file or directory. Linux is very sensitive, case sensitive, so you must literally use capital letters when there's a need of capital letters. So cd guides, I'm currently under guides. If you pwd, notice home mcskd guides. So here I'm going to ls. Notice nothing is there, so ls hyphen la. Notice we now have guide.txt, right? So you can cut it. I've used the wrong one. Guide.txt, and we have the first flag. So I remember, oh yeah, that's why it was detecting. Immediately I open it detected. That's why I was seeing that part of detecting machine actions. Okay, that's amazing. You don't have to submit. That's amazing. So once I've gotten it, so which command helped you filter for fail logs? Find is the command. Find is not the one. You can try grep. Perfect. Filters for fail logs. There's somewhere we're told to filter for fail logs. I don't want to literally go through everything here. I've gone through the commands, but we wouldn't want to fail to answer a question. Yeah, just use this. Grep. Oh, sorry for that. I'm used to copying with Control Shift C for the terminal, and just remember this is a browser. So notice what it does. No such file or directory. It only does that because there's nothing like auth-log here. So I have to go back, get to see where the auth-log might be. The auth-log is not here. So let me see if I can grep. Let me see if I can locate here. I'm not sure if locate is allowed because we are actually dealing with a virtual machine, so maybe they have not enabled that command. Yeah, you can see locate not found, so we need to find out where auth-log is. So tree, let's see if it's there. It's not here. So where was auth-log? Let's check. So you have to cd to vr log. Okay, fine. Yeah, that was amazing. That's why you need to follow along. vr log. So when you ls, you can see all that, but there's a auth log somewhere. These logs keep track of maybe if I was trying to access this server through SSH. You remember when I was trying to access it through SSH, if I actually failed, if I try to access it and I use a wrong password, it must actually keep track of the logs. That's why you always say those who do forensics and everything, they are the ones who actually get those hackers who actually gained access to something, because if you actually left traces of any logs, they'll actually catch up to you. So I can cut. No, I'm not using cut now. I'm using grep. Fail logs. You can notice all these are the failed logs. So everything. But if I cut the auth logs, notice so many data will be there. So many data will be there. But if I just use grep will actually filter lines of where we have failed password. Notice something. It's literally this way. What if I use a capital P? What if I use a capital P? Oh yeah, it actually works. Yeah, nice. So let's move to the next question. Grep, yeah, identify complete on the machine. Which grep? So complete on machine. I'm yet to understand what this is asking. So which command will you run to switch to root user? Yeah, just a minute. Which command will help you? Yeah, but I've already gotten the logs. Okay, let's see. Which command will you run to switch to root user? I'm going to use su. Let's see if it works. No, it doesn't work. Control Z. Let's see. It's sudo su. So notice that it changed from mcskd to root. That's the main thing. When you use sudo, if I just use su, it's now a different operation. I'm giving an example. I'm going to give a real world example. I have different users in my current I'm going to cd ls. So notice I have Cybersensei and I have Ruben. I have lost and found. So if currently I'm under Ruben, if I want to change user to Cybersensei, I can su Cybersensei, right? But I need a password. I can't just access that without a password. Let's see if it will work. I've actually entered the correct password of that account. If I now want to go back to Ruben, notice right now I'm not under Ruben. I'm under Cybersensei. If I list directories here, if I cd Cybersensei, so I believe you've gotten the main thing I'm telling you. You notice it actually changes here. I was under Ruben user, but now I've changed. So su Cybersensei, you're going to be asked a password. Now here there's a difference of what is happening here in our current machine. If I do sudo su, it means the current user mcskd has that privilege of changing their user to root without needing a password, but only if they run this command. You'll understand this more when you are learning about privilege escalation and all that, because there's sometimes you need to do some privilege escalation and you need to find a way or a loophole where you can actually change your directory. You can actually change your authentication or authorization levels from just a normal user to an admin user. Admin user, we mostly use that for applications, but in such kind of things, in operating systems and file directories, we are dealing with root. Mostly we're dealing with root. So notice I've just changed the user from mcskd to root. So what question were we asked? So which command will you run to switch to root user? So sudo su. Notice that. That's correct. So finally, what is the flag? What flag did sakarot bin live in the root bash history. So we now have to check content under root bash history, right? So I'm under notice I'm just here. If I do pwd at the moment, I'm under vr log, so I'm going to cd. Notice you can go back twice using just this what do you call it? I'm lacking the technical terms. This slash, I'm just going to say the slash. So I'm currently under, if I do pwd, I'm currently under not root, literally. If I ls, I'm not yet root. I need to change. So root is now a subdirectory now at the moment, so I can cd to root. So if I do pwd now, I'm currently under root, right? So if I can ls, you can see there's this fix pass frag backups and there's snap, right? So but what are we asked? What flag did root bash history? Okay, so let me see if I can have some history here. Yeah. Remember what we did actually here. I just, when you type history, I just get history, all commands I've ever done. So I just needed to change directory to root. Notice I'm still under root. I needed to change directory to root so that I can get the history. And notice one thing, all this happens a series of steps, right? It must happen a series of steps. I could not access this root. I could not access this root subdirectory if I was not yet root. Remember, it's like me accessing files, your personal files, like your admin files, and I'm just a normal user. Another example I'll give, in the school portal you are currently at, you're just a normal student. You can't access files of the, or documents of the vice chancellor of your institution, and you don't have the authorization. So you have to first make sure you change your user levels from just a normal student to a vice chancellor. Now from the vice chancellor you can now access their documents, right? So we now have our flag. Our flag is here, THM, until we meet again. Oh, sorry, I've done Control C, and I'll do Control Shift C. Sorry for that. That is correct. Currently I can't help you do this because side quests, I'm restricted. I think I should say I'm restricted by law, because if you go to SideQuest Hub, there's a strict rule that says you're not allowed to do any write-ups and everything for this. But it was very interesting. I think you should check it out, SideQuest Hub. It was really, really interesting. So I really think we are done with this lab. So one thing, it didn't detect me doing this. So what flag inside? Oh, identify the flag inside the X script, the egg strike script. So there was an X strike script, right? So let me confirm. I should not have changed to user yet. So I'm going to sudo. I'm going to su to mcskiddy back. I'm going to go back to mcskiddy. Now this is the wrong part of jumping ahead. So yeah, back to mcskiddy. So we were asked what is the flag inside X script? Extract script. So there's some extract script here. So let's identify first so that we save on time. So it's under home sockmas 2025. Home sockmas. Where is this? Just a minute. Public cd home sockmas 2025. Just a minute. I'm not yet identifying where this is. Template pictures public. I'm just going to do that. Identify what's up. Yeah, we're there. We're going to ls exit script. So remember, also this such kind of scripts, this is an sh. this is a script. Mostly, according to me, I know I have interacted with malwares that have run through this extension .sh. So it's really interesting if you get to learn them, not only txt files and everything, but just cutting the chase. I'm going to cut okay, cutting the chase, strike.sh. Notice you have that, so it has auto completed. I think that's amazing. We're done with that. So I think we're done with that. Is there anyone with a question for lab 1? Is there another question? I can see time is moving, so I believe the next one I'm not going to be doing so much introduction. So let's dive in day 2 as fast as possible. So we are done with lab 1, day 1. We're going to move to day 2. Let me charge my laptop, just a minute. So we reset this progress. So for those who did this, it was actually an interesting one. It's phishing. We're using a set toolkit. Just have it in Kali Linux. Please guys, I'll highly recommend you guys to download Kali Linux. If you're not using it as a live host, please just do it using virtual machine. I'm giving time so that I can get this IP address first. Oh no, I should not do this. I should actually terminate all this. I don't know why you're having them. Oh yeah, I know why. I now know why. So just leave it to start off. My machine is on. I'm going to still be using this is done. I'm going to be still be using VPN. So for all those who might be wondering why, please just let me magnify this. So we're going to be using this set toolkit. So I must run sudo. It's an amazing tool. I hope it works. I hope it doesn't fail me. Yeah, it's perfect. So for those who might have read through it, now we are going to be trying to do some phishing attack on the elves. If you follow the storyline, there's some elves we need to do some phishing. Then we get their passwords. That's the main thing. We need to get their password. So we already have the IP address now, right? So that's the correct answer. There's something we need to download. These task files. I'm not going to read through today because, as you can see, time is not on our side. Yeah. So not side quest. Sorry for that. I'm just going to save it. Server. I'm going to save that because I remember there was something called server there. Then save it. Downloads Advent of Cyber, Advent 2025. It's here. I have to unzip it. Let me unzip it using terminal so that people may see how to unzip using terminal. Just use the command unzip. So ls, you have to cd to the server where you have it. So if you ls, you can see the zip file. So I'm just going to unzip. I'm doing this for the purpose of all beginners because I remember I told some it will be a beginner friendly. So notice right now we are having this. I think we can remove this zip file as of now because there's no meaning of it being there again. So in this this lab you're dealing with, you must have a server. So I'll roughly introduce you to let's see if there's any configuration that needed to be done. Actually nothing needed to be done on this because the IP address hosts, when you see this, it's actually going to run on all interfaces, so it works perfectly. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to ls, so I'm going to start this Python 3 server.py. So the server is running literally. I'm going to open another tab now. Yeah, so this tab currently has set toolkit ready for us to use it. This other one, I'm not going to rename it, sorry for that. So this the other one has server.py running. So we have to get everything correct what we are dealing with here. So this, in short, what we are going to be dealing with, we are going to be trying to attack people, the elves. I'm just trying to say elves because remember the storyline. If you follow the storyline, they're the bad people and the good people. MC Skid is the good person. They are elves, bad people, who are trying to attack a certain company, Santa, company associated with Santa. So they want to ruin Christmas. So I'm going to dive deep into this. So we are going to start the configuration as we need to. So this is a social engineering attack. So we're going to type 1, social engineering attacks. So we now have all this, and we're going to be running a mass mailer attack. So I'm going to type 5. Then we are going to attack email attack on a single email address here, because we are just trying to get a single email address. All these details you have it if you read through here. We don't have much time, so yeah, that's why I'm going ahead. So we now have this option, predefined template and a one-time use email template. So when you deal with predefined, it's more of like the set toolkit already has some predefined templates. You'll actually get such kind of things even when you're doing normal social engineering attacks. Some toolkits like GoFisher, Zfisher, you already have things like that Instagram template, that Instagram login template, that Telegram login template, all those, that Google login template, literally. So those templates are always there. Some tools come pre-configured in them. So, but today we are going to be running one-time use because we are going to craft our own. So we are asked now the subject of the email. All these details we already have them. So we are asked here, what is the email subject? You need to think of something convincing for people. Shipping, schedule, changes. So as I know, email comes as the subject comes first. So I'm going to type here urgent. Urgent change in the delivering schedule. Yeah, exactly. I think that works. So send the message as HTML or plain. Just inquire from here what we asked. You asked just a minute. Notice where it was. So send email as we'll keep the default. So plain text. So just plain text. Sorry, that was 0. That's P. That works. So enter the body of the message, type end capitals when finished. Now this is the main message we are dealing with. So here it's more of your custom made, how you want it, but there's one key thing you need to remember. There's something where the email will be clicked. Remember, we want to reference them back. So I really never told you the reason we are doing this. So this server.py, it's more of like a reverse shell. For the beginners, a reverse shell is more of like where you just sit there, the attacker is waiting for you to initiate some connection with them. So they already set a trap for you. This is more of like a fancy better way. There sometimes you'll be dealing with those of web applications. You upload a script, then you initiate that or you double click that or return that script from the server side, from the web application side. Then we just wait for it to connect back to your reverse shell. This is a listener. This is currently like a listener. So normally we use a netcat listener. So but now we have a special script for that. The script, if you actually look into the script, it's more of like waiting for connection. And the kind of IP address we are given here, this IP address 0.0.0.0, it's more of like it's going to wait for all interfaces, right? Because we couldn't just say a specific IP address, but you need to understand the IP addressing. Sorry for that. So now here it's where I have to write the email. So hello there, Hope this finds you well. I needed to update you on some changes on our delivering schedule. This you must make it seem real one, a legit one. This was caused by some unscheduled, or let's call it let's just say unscheduled events, and the recent flooding in our headquarters. Just remember, this is just literally a lie, so but you must make it look real. Check the new updated schedule in the link. So now here's the main part where you need to do. So I need to enter a specific IP address where when they click, they will be redirected to this server. So notice what I'll do here. I'm going to maximize here. I'm going to do a command ifconfig. Ifconfig to identify. So there are so many ways. There's ifconfig, there's IP address show turn 0. I think this will work. Yeah, perfect. This will work. This is a short form of but you can also run ifconfig, then identify that specific adapter. So this adapter, I've just filtered the adapter to show us adapter tunnel 0, but if I do ifconfig, I'll actually get it. So ifconfig, notice you have all that. So I'm going to do that. So just as I had shown you here. So here I'll check that, copy that, go back to where we were editing. So HTTP, I do that, then the IP, there's a port, I should enter a port. So notice I'm just doing this, then make sure to include the URL HTTP connection IP. So this connection IP is the one that I've just fetched from here. Remember, I'm doing this because I'm using OVPN. If you are currently using the attacker box and everything, you'll use a different IP address according to your configurations. So I have to use this port number. When you see after colon, it's just a port. So I have to type that port number in the link. I'm going to type them, looking forward to, I think I've typed the word forward wrongly. Looking forward to your reply. Regards. Then I type and capital letters. So we are now asked, who do you want to send the email to? So do you want to send the email to? We have the specifics here. Send email to beginning target factory. Just come, copy it there, enter. So send the email to factory. So use a Gmail account for your email attack. Use your own server to open relay. So literally, remember, we opened a server here. So I'll use open server. So from address, we asked from address, we were going to, so SMTP, yeah. So just a minute. So from address, we have it here. So we have to here to copy this. So this is what is going to be masquerading like the real IP address. So for the elves, they'll think they're opening an email from updates at flyingdeer.thm, but literally they're opening an email from me. So I'm going to paste that there. So from name, user will be So from name, I'm going to just type that. I'm just going to copy that there. Flying deer. Username for open username, we to leave it blank, so just hit enter for nini, and the password just hit enter. So we asked SMTP email server address, so it's SMTP email server address. Just copy this. The good thing is you are given all this information, just need to know where and when to put them. So flag message as high priority. So this question you asked, where is it? So flag this message as high priority, type no. Don't attach a file. No, we normally attach a file if you want. Normally we attach files when literally you want to do that reverse shell I was talking about, and you want to control. So the reverse shell will now have that command of giving you shell root access or such kind of things. It depends with how you want it. So inline file, so also no. So set has finished sending the emails, so you now have to wait. So once that is done, we now have to wait, and it has actually done it so fast today. I'm actually happy it has done it fast. Normally it doesn't. On our first day, didn't do this fast because I think it was the server that was being overloaded. So we have now a username, admin, and the password. So notice, actually what they did, they opened the server, and I want to show you what the server. So you remember I opened this, so sorry for that, I messed up. So the IP address we opened, let me give you the IP address again. So this is the IP address. So if you actually open here, funny enough, then port 8000, right? Notice this, you have this TBAFs. These are literally a portal. No, someone may ask, why are we getting this? How are we getting this admin username, admin, and password wisdom, unranked wisdom anthem? So notice what happens here. If I try to enter anything here, so if I maybe enter Google students, then the password, I just enter that exactly same one, Google students group. I've added the part group, then I sign in. I'm not going to save that. So notice it has just looped me, but notice this, I actually captured everything. I actually captured username, Google students, and the password in plain text, not even encrypted or anything, in plain text. Now funny enough, I did a lab, I did a project on HTTP and HTTPS. You can check it out on my Medium blog. It's actually there. Notice why you need to use HTTPS traffic, because literally I just got everything in plain text. But if you're using some SSL encryption, maybe you wouldn't even gotten to know what the password is. Maybe you're getting only one, the username, but you can't get both of them. It's literally very hard. So next course of action, we already have our username and we have our password. So here the question asked, let's just move to the question. What is the password used to access the TBFC portal? So this is the password. You just fished the person and they gave you the password. Come here, paste that, hit enter. That's the correct answer. So next question you asked, browse to HTTP the IP address from within the attack box, or and try to access the mailbox of the file of the factory and see if the previously harvested admin password has been reused on the email portal. What is the total number of tries expected for delivery? So I'm going to access this IP address. What I just this is actually different. Notice it's actually very different, because this is the IP address, this IP address, and this one is different. No, this is for machine. So we were asked to get for username factory, right? Mailbox for factory user. So user is factory, and password, just use the same password you got. main bad reason for reusing passwords, such kind of things. So notice, I'm not going to say that. So notice we have literally you have their emails. You can see everything. So this is the I sent. This is the email I sent them. Remember when we were doing set, this is the email I sent them. So when they clicked here, remember, you see, we can redo the whole thing. This is the email I sent. Hello there, I hope this finds you well. I needed to update you on everything. Done. Now they were to open this link. Maybe they didn't even check how the link is. You can go advanced. In real world, I'm going to say this ethically. In real world, you can change this and make sure it has some more of a good face. You can just click the link. This link now is the one that redirects you to here. So, but if you do this to a techie guy, they'll actually notice. You're redirecting them to a private IP address. They'll notice this. So they enter their passwords. We get their passwords and everything. We get their credentials. So this is what happened. Literally happened. So now, question we ask now, the units. Just come, identify this, the units here. Copy this. Come, paste it here. Click check. Very nice. I think that's good. And if you enjoyed today's room, feel free to check out phishing prevention room. That's amazing. We are done with day 2. Perfect. That's amazing. Continue. That's amazing. I think I'll open the floor for anyone who has a question. Maybe anyone who has a question. We are just done with day 2. Okay, if no one has a question literally, I think we can proceed. That was day 2. We can now move to day 3. Splunk basics. As usual, we reset the progress, right? I'll tell you guys again. Good thing about working with Advent of Cyber, every day you're exposed to new ways or new platforms or new tactics. Every day, every year, because literally I can say I'm still learning this year, and I completed the last year's event, and it was amazing. Literally, it was amazing. So I'm talking of experience. So today we had day 3. It was all about Splunk. Splunk is an amazing one, honestly. It's more of like it's not literally a platform, but it's I've interacted with such a platform where you get to see what happened and where it happened. So it's more of like analyzing. It will help you analyze everything you have dealt with. I think you can just stop with the theory, then dig in and dive into it. So I'll start the machine. So start your VM. I think I'll close this. There's this server that was running. Don't want them to overlap so much. Yeah, we are done with this. We're done with that, so you can close that tab. Can close that tab. We can control L. That one. That doesn't look bad. But you can CD. Debug. Yeah, nice. So I was giving room for this machine to start. So log analysis with Splunk. Exactly, that's the main word. So log analysis with Splunk. Let first clear this. Perfect. So log analysis with Splunk. Splunk is more of just a platform where you can. It's really for people who do mostly SOC analysis. So remember, there's the red team and the blue team part. So for those who are dealing with blue team, 90% must have interacted with such kind of platforms. Talk of firewalls. Honestly, you must have interacted with them, known how to configure them, identified the loopholes, maybe such kind of things. So I'm looking for the link where you must nini. So start your VM, and by clicking start machine below, the machine will need 2 to 3 minutes to fully boot. Once the machine is up and running, you can connect to the Splunk CM by visiting this. So I'm going to open that tab in your browser. If you get a 542 error when accessing the link, please give Splunk instance more time to fully boot. So let's hope we don't get a 54 what have we been told? 542 error. So this is also one thing you must get as cybersecurity expert. 403, 54, 44, 542, such kind of things. There's one for forbidden, there's one for not found. All that, you must understand them. So let's give it a minute or two for it fully loads up. So yeah, that's amazing. That's actually done. So search and reporting. This is where you can you go. This is actually the main place we are dealing with today. So main thing, you can check the index. This one you must follow along, because if you don't follow along, you'll literally get lost somewhere. So the first filter is index main, then change this from last 24 hours to all time. So remember, it can also filter for real time. So index is equal sign main, right? I believe that's the one that I used exactly. So the time part, change this to all time, and then I think we can search. So it gives us more of like a very interactive part where we can search through it. So I'll just give a rough introduction. This is something called a histogram, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe. So it's called a histogram. It provides data of mostly of how events happened. So if maybe right now, literally, if I come get this part of the day, it was very, very high. 90% chances either something was up, either the server was being attacked, maybe the server was getting some DDoS attack, maybe there was just a very huge fluctuation of people trying to access our site. Maybe we got trending at the moment, so people are trying to access our site, maybe. So a histogram really helps out. It's more of like statistics. You'll get in this platform, you must you must be good at your analysis point of view. You must be good also at technical skills, because without technical skills, you are not going to make it through it. So please make sure to understand very good things, basic things. IP addressing, I'll still sing on that. IP addressing is important everywhere in cybersecurity. So I think you can move forward. So after running query, the query will be presented with two separate datasets that have been pre-ingested into Splunk. We can verify this by clicking on the source type fields in the fields list on the left of the page. So source type, notice. So we have this. It's either web traffic or firewall logs. Let's see what they want us to deal with today. So initial triage. So we move with web traffic. So one thing I want you to notice, when I click web traffic, the filter will also change, right? So if I go back to firewall logs, the filter also changes. So, and remember, you can still change from the filter. Web traffic. It will still work. Yeah, right. Amazing. So source type literally now it's web traffic. So what are we asked next? So this is a brief introduction of what is there, what everything is there. You can read through it. So visualizing the logs. So search query we have till here, web traffic here. So time chart, span 1 day count. Oh, exactly. So we get to 1 day. So you can check here if you have that span part. Maybe I'm trying to locate it, if maybe it's there. Time. So it's not filtered at how you want it, so you just add it manually. So remember, we're using the the pipe command. Remember all that. So was in there time chart, trying to see if there was, maybe there was no time chart, time drops. Yeah, there's no time chart maybe. So I'm going to type that manually. So I'm going to use a pipe, then sorry for that, time chart span 1 day. I've seen, yeah, I'm not going to type everything there, and it's still just there. So if I, so there actually you can see them. So index, main, source type, web traffic, then they are going to pipe it. So remember, piping, the output of these two commands or these two filters will be used as the input of this. So you can't now here, you can't find the traffic from firewall logs. It must actually be from web traffic, right? So notice here we have it actually very okay. So from the above, time chart span 1 day. So sort by count. Yeah, this is actually also a filter. You can sort by count. Yeah, I think that will work. Let's see if it works. So notice 2267, 2012. So notice this, it's on an order. I want to magnify that part here. Notice it's on a specific order. Without this, maybe without this, let's see, without this filter, the order will be different. Notice 595, 479, 521, all that. And also remember the same way we had used that sort count. There's a way you can reverse it. So you can see it's now starting from the greatest, the least, to the smallest, from the biggest to the smallest. There's a way you can reverse it. I think it was actually mentioned somewhere here. Yeah, reverse. Notice that. I wanted to confirm that, reverse. So it now starts from the smallest to the largest. Notice, you see that. So you must have analytics. You must have some analytics skills when dealing with things like Splunk. So I'm going to remove that first. Let's see what is needed first. You can also see the visualization. Oh, I forgot to mention that. You can also see the visualization. It's more of the histogram. You can see it in a better way compared to the one you're seeing originally. You can see it also gives you the count of 2012 people, or maybe 12 packets. Now this one gives you a count of 1637 during that specific duration of Saturday October 11th to Sunday October 12th. Next thing we need to work on, we can reverse. Yeah, that works perfectly. So anomaly detection. So user agent, you can click the user agent. I'm going to minimize that so much. So events, we're working with user now, user agent. Notice now user agent, it's more of like if maybe you get traffic from my current browser. As you can see, I'm currently using, for this demonstration, I'm using a Firefox. You'll notice this. You'll notice one Mozilla, but for Linux. No, it's not here. This one for iPhone, for Windows, for Mac. You'll notice one for Linux. If you filter traffic from my end, maybe use Wireshark or whatever listener you'll use, but you'll notice it's from from Mozilla. It's Linux. So here, there's something you need to notice. There are the common browsers normally used. There's the Chrome. One that is coming up is Brave. There's the other one, Mozilla Firefox, is a great one. Another one, maybe the one used by Windows. It's called there's Opera Mini also, and there's this other one, Edge. Yeah, exactly, the Edge. Not a new one. I know it's not a new one, it's an old one, but they keep updating. So notice, there's one thing you need to notice. This traffic, you must first start checking up on traffic that it's not normal. Notice we get literally I don't even know what that is. Zgrab, no, I don't know it. Curl, but I know Curl. Curl is when you try to get data using your terminal. If I curl this current URL, I'll get the content here, but I'll not get it in the stylish way, the one with CSS. I'll get the content of the file. It's more of like a viewing a page source. Let's see. Let me do that for the purpose of people who might actually venture into web penetration testing. This is what I call page source, right? So we need to work on that. So user agent, you can see the user agent we're dealing with currently. So let me do that again. So user agent, so you can see all the user agent, and you can see the count, then the count they are dealing with. So normal users, it's used 3000 times, 3000 times. Like this is the normal one, like a common used one. But check this them. Check this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Honestly, right now I can call the 7 of them all suspicious, because they are not common one. They are not commonly used. I mean, something, if it's abnormal in a SOC, you just have to flag it, but you have to flag it in a special way. So next thing, pawn closer. I believe once you see this, just know that is an answer from a question, so you can just check. Something was asked about that, why it was long. What is the attacker IP found the web server? What is the count of, yeah, exactly, this is the word, count of average user agents found in the logs. The count of average automated SQL, just see this, automated SQL injection, that's very, very suspicious. So the count is 993. Just come type here 993. So I might have gone ahead of telling you that is an answer, but if you get used to the search platform, you'll know once they start hiding something, they want you to get it by yourself. So it must be an answer somewhere. So we were randomly here. So client IP. So the second field will examine the client IP. So you now have to filter according to client IP. Somewhere here, client IP, exactly. Interesting. So notice something. So all these IPs, there are two major things you must notice. So number one, it's how these IPs are. If you get to actually learn about networking, you'll know there's public IP addresses, there's private IP addresses, and there are reserved IP addresses. So all these 192, this they are private. Remember what we did, I don't know if we did it here. Yeah, remember what we did here? We got some IP address. This is a private IP address. You can't you can have this, and literally I can tell you for sure, if I give you this IP address, it's either you have a way in, but you cannot get a way in through this IP address. It's literally private. Mostly people will understand this when dealing with what virtual machines. If you have that host only adapter part, if you do some networking, you'll understand this. If you have that host only adapter, you can actually get your IP address 192.168.0.0 it depends with how you set your adapter. So literally, if I actually even know your IP address 192.168.56.102, that's the IP address of your Ubuntu virtual machine, honestly, you'll go milestone before you even get to interact with it. That's what we call a private IP address. It's not reserved for the outside world. It's reserved for private home labs, private organizations. I believe you're getting me. Private LAN. Let me say that. So this, it's not a public, and it's not a private. If you research it through, you'll get this IP address. It's actually reserved for demonstration purposes. So it's mostly used for maybe CTFs. For those who don't know CTF, what it is, it's a capture the flag. It's mostly used by those platforms like TrackMe to actually have some demonstration purposes. So you notice this is actually fun enough. And another thing, it's this percentage and this count part. Notice all these IP addresses, you just see 3 counts, 3 counts, 3 counts, and remember it's the IP addresses are more than 100. You're just seeing the top part, more than 100. So you just see 3, 3, 3, 3. But you see one with 7,876 count. This actually looks very, very, very fishy. From my understanding, this is an answer somewhere, so I'll go. I don't want to come back there. What is the attacker IP found? What is the attacker IP found attacking and compromising the web server? I'll do that. 198.51, 198.51.100.55. That's correct. What day was the peak traffic in the logs highest? What is the peak traffic in the logs? Which day was the peak traffic in the logs? Right? So I can actually check here. This histogram we have. So this one was 2012. This one was 1,637. This one was 2,267. This one was 1,617. It goes without saying this was the highest. So when you asked this, you asked specific format, year, month, day, right? So year, it's 2025. Month, it's October, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Sorry for that, I was counting. So it's the 10th month. So the day is 12. So we answer that. 2025. The month is 10th. Then the day is 12, right? Then we confirm that again. Yeah, right. That's correct. So next question was how many path traversal attempts to access sensitive information or observed, right? Okay, so that's okay. We can continue from where we are. We were around client IP. Yeah, we noticed that client IP. So the path, notice the path that field in the examine. So just come here. The path is what was trying to access, right? So index HTML, this is the blog. These are just the normal ones. Remember, this path is when like I try to access this advent of cyber. If now there is another path, now that's the path. In real sense, advent of cyber, it's a subdirectory, right? So you use GoBuster for such kind of enumeration. Remember that. So we ask a path, so you can just see all these. They are top 10. You can check them out. Path. So we asked in the question, we asked the path, the counts. So you can go back there. I'll first need to explain why this is. So notice whenever you're doing penetration testing, all these paths, they're important. This one was trying to access something. It was trying to see if IDR is there. So if they do ID1, they get content of that specific user. And they do ID2, they get details of specific user. They know IDR is present, right? So this one they were trying some form of what do you call it? Is it it's not SQL. I think it's not XOR. It's more of like it's a web vulnerability. Maybe you can mention it if you know it. It will actually try to check the delay. If it's delay, then it's vulnerable. Then they can exploit it. Then this is actually trying to check if they can access this the content of this file. This file is very, very important. When you're dealing with this file, you can notice there's this special file, etc password, and it will get content of users and maybe with the privileges they have. But now Shadow is a different one. Shadow has the hash and everything. Sorry for that. So specific question was asked. So notice this was the one that was blurred, so something must be up there. So how many path traversal to access sensitive files on the server observed? So this was now the sensitive file they were trying to access. The sensitive file, it was etc password. So the counts was 658. 658. You might actually get to finish this lab before you even go through all the notes. So next question, examine the firewall logs. How many bytes were transferred to the C2 server IP of the compromised web server? Okay, we'll get to that in a few. So tracing the attack chain, we're not yet to the attack chain. Notice client IP, we have checked the client IP. Yeah, we've checked this. Client IP is also something we have checked. Notice something, just a minute. Finding out also this is trying to clarify. In this part they were trying to clarify. Notice I'll try to explain this search query. So remember, it was main, the source type was web traffic, the user agent. They're trying to see if the user agent was not, if this is if not, like it doesn't have this, so it's negating this. So if they don't have Mozilla user agent, Chrome, or user agent Safari, or if they don't have Firefox, remember there's one thing common about all these are the user agents that are common. Remember, there's the Chrome. I mentioned Chrome. I mentioned the Firefox. I mentioned the Safari. I mentioned this Mozilla. Mozilla is the current one I'm using currently. Mozilla. There's the Firefox. So you are trying to check what who else the traffic that didn't have this, because this, like if you check in a company, all your users might be using Chrome. Now, if someone logs in using Mozilla, you'll be like, there's something wrong. Maybe something is fishy. So you wanna check. You can confirm users only use this search engines, so you can check who else logged in and they don't use this. So I'll cancel that, please. So I'll type this again. I'll copy this on our browser, and now we'll confirm why the IP address we dealt with was the correct one. We'll be confirming it. I'll run that. Notice something. So user agent, notice our main user agents are gone, because this is going to filter out those that the common user agents we have. So if they are not those, then we have this remaining. It's more of like this query checks the other remaining traffic that don't have those search engines. So notice, if you have that, then check the client IP. It's only one. The person who used that IP address, who did the other users used those browsers, but this one is using a different one. They're the ones who are using those SQL. They use those using curl, those automated SQL injection checks. So notice this, literally this, it goes without saying, this is a suspicious IP address, and that's why I entered it. So redacted. This was redacted because exactly that's real. So narrowing the scenario. So starts count by client IP, source count head. So you get the client IP we were talking about. So I want to check that one for some notifications. So reconnaissance of footprinting. So this one will check. This one is checking for files, local file inclusion if they were checked. I'm going to leave that alone because I know we are remaining with some very little time. Vulnerability. I want to check that one for the specific because of time. There, this one. So I'm going to copy this query. Paste it here. Oh, sorry for that. Paste it here. Then this redacted IP address, we have to use the IP address we know. The IP address of 198. I want to confirm that IP address so that I don't mess it. 198.51.100. 198.51.100. I hope it's 55. It's 55. Let's see if it actually works. So I'll try to explain this query. What it happens? It checks the source IP address. So this IP address, it was the one that was communicating outside. Remember, we're talking of private. This is now a public IP address. So it's the one that was communicating outside. So the destination IP. So this is the source from where it's from, then the destination IP address, and the action, was it allowed? If it was disallowed, it's what is going to be filtered. Now this one, it's more of like for those who might have done some Excel functions, this function actually sums the byte transferred. If you actually just checked the byte transferred, you could have seen the byte transferred there, all those bytes transferred there. But now we are checking, we are doing a sum of the byte transferred, and we are checking by the source IP address. So this is what is going to be displayed. So this is the current bytes transferred. This is not the current, the total number of bytes transferred. So here is like we created our own column. We created our own column, and this column was to include all bytes transferred. So sum all the bytes transferred, those that were filtered all here. I believe that that makes sense. So the current bytes is 126,167. 126,167, right? 126, 167. Yeah, right. So that's check that. That's correct. If you enjoyed, that's amazing. So that marks the day of day 3, right? I believe that marks the end of day 3. So we're done Linux, CLI, everything. We what to do for 7 days? Okay, let me hear your thoughts. Maybe if maybe people want to continue, maybe we can continue. Can maybe hear your thoughts for those who are still in. Someone please unmute, you can talk, because I really see time is up. We were supposed to go till 8:30. It's already 8:47. Maybe you can give me your thoughts, maybe if you still want to continue, because my honest opinion is we already past time. Maybe we book another session, we do another session maybe.
I thought we should have like another session, though the other session should be like I want us to do this day because I found it hard, because I've realized there's some that weren't that hard, and like, okay, I could do alone, or maybe other people could also do this themselves. That's just my suggestion.
Okay, that's amazing. Honestly, I also okay. I'll also add something. I think that's amazing because we can't just go. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. We can't just go through all the labs and everything. Maybe we can check. Maybe if you get some, if you guys from the GDG community, if maybe you get a form for people to sign, not to sign, to fill the number of the days they want specifically. Maybe the days they felt challenging, maybe they can fill there. Then we check from there. I believe that will be amazing, so that we can know the days they felt challenging, so we can tackle them. Maybe you can book another session, maybe on Sunday or something. Then we do something from the 4 days remaining, because we've only covered 3. That's not even half. We have covered Linux, Phishing, and Splunk. And right now you can see passwords is already up. I believe I really love password cracking passwords. So yeah. Any other suggestion maybe? I think we can close there. It's already 8:49. I think that's already way past time. That will mark the end of today's session. Thank you so much for joining in. I really think you can now live at your own free will. Maybe let me check some chats. Maybe if there was some chats.
For me, I just have a question. Or a request. Okay, I haven't, for the people who are new, like it's my first time attending this session. Is there a way I can get the link, like the link for the labs, so that I can try to catch up with from where so far from where we are?
So let me get this straight. I believe I can answer this. Maybe you've mentioned it's your first time, maybe. So I'm not sure from which school you are from. What you're talking? You have asked about the platform, or what have you asked about? Let me get that straight.
Yes, the platform and even the properties like so because there is it's not even me alone. The possibility I'm just saying there is maybe even the next session there'll be some guys who are new in that session. So maybe yeah. So if I can get both the best.
So I believe I can now answer that. So thank you so much, Steven. Steven has provided a link for TrackMe. So whatever we have been doing, it's from the TrackMe platform. So you can log in there. TrackMe platform. It's an amazing one. Go try do them. It's where we are doing Advent of Cyber. There are some other platforms, you can write them down, you can just Google them. There's the Cyber Talents, there's the CTF room. CTF room is Kenyan, so I believe if you actually join the Discord server, you can get notifications of new competitions that might be around. I believe you should start with competitions. Learn, also do competitions, they'll help you a lot. Next person who was actually from the chats, I've dropped Cybersensei official YouTube link. So I personally, I'm Ruben, co-founder of Cybersensei. We do post tutorials, we do post write-ups, we do post ethical hack videos. You can check it out. So just click that link, go there. We have posted more of like maybe almost 90% of the Advent of Cyber videos walkthrough. Actually, day 9 has already dropped. It was dropped at 7 p.m. It's already live. You can check it out. So you can check there. Also, please join communities. When you get to that platform of like the CTF room I mentioned, go check that Discord server. Maybe if you're able to join the WhatsApp channel, they'll post competitions there. So please make sure you join communities such as this Google developers. Join them, you get notifications of such kind of events. Don't miss them. Go attend them. Even physical events, just attend them, please. I really believe I've answered your question. So so TrackMe is the platform we're dealing with now, Advent of Cyber 2024 2025, sorry for that, 2025. So that the YouTube link, the link is Stephen Mule has just posted it on our chats, trackme.com. Then the preceding one, it's YouTube channel, Cybersensei, where we have videos of such walkthroughs. If you get like day 2 you didn't understand, I personally posted that video there. You can go check it out there. Day 3, also day 9, it's actually right there. Samuel Gaches just recorded it and pasted and uploaded it there. Go check it out and check and learn from us. Make sure our main aim is making sure you learn. So from such occurrences, such meetups, we get to learn. So I believe I've answered your question. Maybe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Francis. Anyone else with a question? I'll be happy to answer them. So remember, Cybersensei, not just video walkthrough, also ethical hacks. There's an amazing one I did recently there for bypassing Windows. Go check it out. It's an amazing one. I think from that I can close the session there. Is there anyone else with a question? Maybe. Then you are free to leave at your own free will. Thank you so much for attending. I really hope to see you on the next one. We shall plan on such occurrences or such events. I really hope you have a wonderful hacking, because honestly, you really need to get that spirit. Thank you so much for attending. I'll close that there.